All right, welcome back to Fire to Fork. I'm gonna make today chicken fried steak or country fried steak, depending on what you want to call it really. I believe the difference between chicken fried and country fried is the thing you fry it in. It's actually the same recipe. So I believe it's country fried if it's fried in a skillet, which is what I'm gonna do. And it's chicken fried if it's fried in a deep fryer, which I don't have, because obviously. So, I'm just going to cut off a little bit of sinew on the edge of this. This is a bit of rump. And then we are going to beat the crap out of it. This will work. Might actually cut this fat cap off as well. Not all of it, but a bit of it. Now you can go to a certain lucky dog. Okay, so it's not a very big steak, as you can see, but we're going to pound it out. Okay, that looks pretty tenderized. You want it to be sort of equal thickness across it. Now, we're going to chuck this in some buttermilk with a bit of salt. So, salt, probably like half a tablespoon, and buttermilk. Now, if you don't have buttermilk, contrary to popular belief, buttermilk has no butter in it. Buttermilk is just acid and milk. So you can use like a bit of vinegar and lemon. You can just Google a recipe for buttermilk, but it's not a difficult thing to make if you don't want to carry it pre-done. Just carry some vinegar and some milk. And this is going to act as an extra meat tenderizer. Look, if you do this with like a Scotch fillet or something, which, I mean, I just don't know if I can bring myself to do. This is cheap steak. And the idea is that you use all these tenderizing techniques like bashing it and marinating it in buttermilk to counteract the fact that it's a bit tougher. And very flavorful though. Rumps have got a great flavor. We're going to put that in the fridge. And we're going to come back to it in a few hours. Save them for Fred. Okay, it's the end of the day. Welcome back to Fried Stuff to Fork. God, I have had so much fried food in the last 2 days. It's insane. So, I'm actually going to chuck a little bit of garlic powder in with this beef that we have had sitting in a bath. And I'm also going to chuck in some eggs. You can chuck these in earlier. Doesn't really matter if you chuck them in now or later. This is more about the batter than the actual egg. So 2 eggs in there. Probably could have got away with 1, to be completely honest. They are not at all my usual eggs. But I went to a place and that's what they had. So hopefully they're good. My usual eggs, by the way, are my friend's eggs or these ones from a little farmer's market. I just like good eggs. It's all mixed in. Next, some beer and some flour. Beer is optional, but recommended, and some oil. Chuck this oil in the heat. This is the same oil from the last 2 meals, so this will be the 3rd meal it's cooked in this oil. I have given it a skim with like a little strainery thing to get the bits out. It smells good. It still looks like oil. So I can't see it being an issue. Yeah, I gave it a skim with this thing, which is like a, you know, just a mesh strainer thing. Quite good, you just sort of, yeah. Anyway, never mind that, let's get into the, you know, it might actually be better to do the sauce first. Nah, I'll do this first, and I'll just have everything out for the sauce. Put some flour down. This is the amount of flour I have left. By the way, I recommend you get these tub things, and all you do is fill them up with one of the cheap bags of flour. Okay, a few tablespoons of garlic powder. If you want all the actual amounts, they're always in the video description. The full recipe is in the video description. So this would be like two tablespoons kind of thing. Some salt. pepper. Now, the dredging process. Shut up, Fred. He's chasing something, some sort of probably a roux, most likely. We're in Australia. All right, get our steak, chuck it in. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, this must be like a southern thing from the US. This feels very southern. Obviously, the reason they call it chicken fried is because it's fried like a piece of chicken would be. Okay, so you dredge it, and then, I've never done this before, you put it back in. So, take the chicken, dip it in its children, take it out, dip it back in flour, back in the children, back in flour. Now, something I also learnt recently, not that recently, but a little while ago, is it's totally fine when you're dredging stuff to just leave it in the flour afterwards for a while. Like, not an issue at all. It just sits there. It doesn't get soggy or bad or anything. Perfectly fine. So, there you go. I always thought you kind of had to get it in and out for some reason, but you can just leave it sitting in the flour. Oh, that's a lot of space for that small fry pan. Hopefully it's all good. So I'm just checking the temperature. We want it to about 180, which is it's just the frying temperature. 180, 375 Fahrenheit. It's just pretty much, if you can remember that, you can fry stuff. Unless you want to get fancy and do double fries and triple fries and all that kind of stuff, but I don't. I just do this. I'll probably get my greens ready. Quick rinse. And then I'll salt and pepper them on the pan. Just put them there so they're ready. God, I love cooking on this little thing. It's like the convenience of a gas cooker with the feeling of a fire. It's not sterile. It's not quite the convenience of a gas cooker, but it's the physical convenience of a gas cooker because it's up here next to your bench. But it doesn't take up any bench space, which is cool. Funnily enough, my gas cooker is always filthy because I always have stuff on top of it and then it all leaks into the gap and then I never open it. So it's always filthy. Oh, you're out of water, Fred. Sort you out. You must be thirsty after your 3-course meal. Yeah, I just literally cooked the 3-course meal 20 minutes ago. For Fred. All right, 180 degrees. Let's do this. Wish me luck. That wasn't great. Not that bad though. Not too bad. I'm happy with that. Now I'm not cleaning this up for a reason, and that'll become apparent in a minute. Whoa, that looks so good. Come here, Fred. He's so full. Oh, more water. Fair enough. Yeah, digest all that food. It's still not finished, by the way, that 3-course meal. It's been ages since I started it, or since like he started eating, and this peanut butter is still left. I'm just so unsure about this because I'm like, surely this is just going to completely ruin this steak. I mean, it's not like it's going to be medium rare, it's going to be overcooked. But whether that matters because of all the crispy bits and stuff, it's certainly a good way of making any small, cheaper bit of meat go a long way. That's for sure. I mean, it looks pretty all right. Okay, now we want to get a dash of this oil in here. So, yep, that'll do. Oh, shit. And some on my nice mat. This mat, honestly, sea gear mat, seen some stuff over the years. Bloody hardest working sea gear mat in Australia. Just gonna put a bit of flour in there. Chuck some bits in there, whatever. Just chuck it in. Just chuck it in. We don't need tons of this. I don't have a whisk or anything. I just use one of these. Yeah, it doesn't matter. There's a bit of buttermilk and stuff in there, in those bits. As soon as it starts to foaming, you add a little bit of milk. There we go. Chuck a bit of garlic powder in there. Bit of salt. Pepper. I feel like Googa. Garlic, salt, pepper. Garlic, salt, pepper. Garlic, salt, pepper. Googa's a legend, by the way. All right, looks pretty good. About the right colour. Oh, I'm supposed to do the greens. Just going to grill them really quickly. This needs to come off anyway. Oh, look at that. So this is just a little bit of broccolini. Get some of this heat off it. All right. These are pretty much ready anyway. They'll be fine. They're not the star of the show. Gratuitous B-roll. Let's do it. All right. That sauce is a bit thick. I probably should add more milk. That's okay. It's more about the flavour. That's not bad. There's obviously no sear on the steak, but I don't miss it. Tell you what, I don't think I've ever had a cheap piece of rump that tasted that good. So, there's definitely merit here. There's lots more pepper. Where's my pepper? Yeah. The sauce is a bit meh. I get it. I get the sauce, but it's not blowing my mind. This is like a bit of a biscuits and gravy kind of sauce. Which, you know, it's alright, but it's not a flavour sensation. Oh, wow, still raw. I like that. I would order that at a pub. I don't know what, like, I would order that over a normal rump at a pub, for sure. And it'd cost like $1 more to make. In fact, no, it'd cost less to make because you need less beef to serve something that big. With beer, that. This is good pub grub. I'd make that again. I'd order that. I like it. It's not some amazing gourmet dish, but it's hearty and it's satisfying and I can't stop eating it. So, you know, what can I say? Yeah, it's completely unsophisticated and yet very satisfying. I am aware of the irony of the guy who doesn't even wear shoes standing out in the bush calling food unsophisticated. But yeah, that's particularly simple. But wholesome and like, yeah, pubs, get on it, make this. Yeah, fantastic. Thank you very much for watching. Thanks for all your support and I'll see you in the next one. I'm genuinely going to finish this. This is really good. I don't know why it's so good, but it is.